This is my all-time favorite hair mask that is 100% plant-based with natural ingredients, and you can make so many times with your own ingredients. I haven't introduced myself on here before, so hi, I'm Marissa, and I created the Eco Connection to empower people to be more self-sustainable and to make more eco-conscious choices. One of the ways that I've been trying to be more eco-conscious is by being more mindful of the products I'm using on my hair. I realized that a lot of the brands that I've been using use harsh chemicals in their hair masks that end up not providing any health benefits to our hair and end up doing more harm than good. So I've decided to have full control over what I'm putting in my hair by creating this DIY natural deep conditioning mask that's completely made from plants. On my page, I like to share eco-friendly tips, but also container gardening tips. Having my own container garden has helped me grow my own herbs and plants so that I'm able to make homemade natural products, which reduces plastic packaging and any harmful ingredients. So I picked some aloe vera, rosemary, and lavender for this recipe. So the first thing I did was boil some water so that I can make some lavender water and some rosemary water. So all I did was add the stems and the leaves of the lavender and rosemary plant to the water and let it start to heat up. I want to make sure that I'm stirring it as well to make sure I'm getting all of the essential oils out of it. Eventually the water will start boiling and you want to keep mixing. After about 5 minutes of letting it kind of smoke out like that, just take it off of the stove and turn your stone off and let it sit. Once it's cooled down, you'll know it's ready because it turns into this brownish color. That's totally normal. That's what it's supposed to look like. These next two ingredients are not from my garden, but they're still plant-based. Argan oil is known as liquid gold, and it's packed with vitamin E and fatty acids, so it's a good moisturizer for your hair and gives your hair that healthy shine. Tea tree oil helps unclog hair follicles and nourishes your roots, which also helps with healthy hair growth. For the aloe vera, I basically had to cut the plant open, and then I scooped up the gel and just put in the gel into the blender. The gel in the aloe vera plant is super hydrating and has a watery, slimy type of substance. Once you put this in your hair, it soaks it up. So once your lavender and rosemary water has cooled down, you're going to add that to the blender along with the rest of the ingredients. And then you just want to grab a recycled jar of yours and pour that in there. You can see it turns into this watery slash kind of thick substance. So now you have your beautiful natural DIY mask. Now let's get to it. I would recommend doing this once a week, but I did it for a special occasion. I had an engagement party to go to the next day, so I wanted to make sure my hair was looking on point. I don't think I mentioned the benefits of the lavender water and the rosemary water. So I think that we know that lavender helps with your anxiety, so it's good for your senses, but it's also really good for reducing scalp inflammation and dandruff, so it helps your overall scalp health. And then when it comes to the rosemary water, I love the fresh, uplifting scent it gives off, but it also helps stimulate blood circulation for your scalp, so it encourages hair growth and strength and even reduces hair fall. So the first thing I did was try to detangle my hair. I used this bamboo brush that I got from my local eco-friendly shop. And honestly, if I were you, I would spend a little bit more time than I did really detangling your hair because I struggled a bit throughout this, and you'll probably see this. But anyways, once I thought I had detangled it enough, I wet all of my hair. And I've noticed that if I wet my hair a little bit before I do these hair masks, you see me struggling right there? Anyways, getting my hair a little wet helps apply the product a little bit easier. So once I finally got my hair detangled, I started sectioning it off just to make it a little bit easier for me. But this also helps me make sure that I'm really giving my hair a good deep massage. So I'm not only putting in this deep conditioning mask for my hair to stay in for a while, but I'm also massaging it in there. So at first, I just poured it straight on my hair and just started massaging through it. I went through it at least 3 times and then went over to the other side. And basically, I kept going through this until I did all of my hair. I have very long hair, long and thick hair, so it took a little while to do this. And as I went through each section, I made sure to go and try to detangle it as I go because this just really helps the product get fully into your hair. It got to the point where I felt like the product was getting a little messy, so I decided to pull out this spray bottle to just fill it up with because it has enough liquid in it to where it would go through the spray. So if yours is too thick, then this probably won't work, but it worked perfectly for me. So this is me at the very end. I apply the last bit of it to my scalp. And then this next part is actually so relaxing, you'll find myself closing my eyes. And you can either use your fingers or a scalp massager, whatever works for you, but your fingers work perfectly. This just helps make sure that the product is in your hair from root to tip. Once you feel like your hair has been fully hydrated, and you don't want it to be soaking wet, but just, hydrated, then you want to put it up and out of your face and just let it sit in your hair. And honestly, I left mine in overnight, and I am obsessed with how it turned out. It was hydrated, it was nourished, it was soft, it was shiny. And just so you have an idea, this is what it looked like when the product was still in my hair. And then this is what it looked like the next morning after I washed it. If you like this DIY recipe, let me know by engaging with this video. Make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this, and leave me a comment with your experience, questions, or tips.